Okay, guys. So I'm gonna do a channel message with you guys. I might pull some cards. I'm not sure, but I want to talk about the masculine energy, divine feminine energy, breaking the narcissistic curse. Okay. I have a tuna reader that kind of, I ain't gonna say kind of, she does this type of spiritual work, practices. Actually, she has a class that she actually have us to, well, I'm gonna say the chosen ones to be awakened to the narcissistic cycles, the narcissistic curse, when you're breaking the narcissistic curse. And I want to say, yeah, they're telling me to say thank you, but I'm not. No. So I'm gonna say this: anytime you're under attack by your person, false person, always go within. Always go do soul searching. It's okay to expose these people. That's your right. Okay? That's your testimony. You take your testimony into expulsion. That's what it's about. A testimony is exploiting, putting someone out in the public for what they are and what they're doing. Okay? So you are helping saving someone else that could be caught in the same trap of that person's conflict that they're projecting on you, right? Okay. So, and then it's raining outside. So it's definitely is a spiritual flow that's happening right now. Okay. So, and this message is coming from a Taurus. Okay. She's a Taurus. Okay. I don't know if you guys ever heard of her, but I'm going to let the video play. I just showed you a picture of her. I'm going to let her video play. But before I let the video play, I want to give you guys a breakdown. Okay. When you're going through spiritual awakening or when you're breaking a narcissistic curse, the mask starts to fall. Because I'm gonna say this, I'm not really aware or certain of what's transpired in these type of connections because I'm a beginner. Okay, I'm giving spiritual hidden information. Okay, and I'm doing research to gain information or understanding of these attacks that I'm experiencing. Okay, and by me experiencing these attacks or whatever you might call this to be, a lot of us have saved ourselves, okay? And we don't even know it because we didn't take the second marriage. That's the only thing that really kind of saved us and our children for not taking the second marriage, okay? So with that being said, that's kind of hop into this message. And as she speak, I'm going to do a breakdown, okay, for you guys to get an understanding. Now, some of y'all might get frustrated of the breakdown when I don't have you. I will figure out a way to put her information on my page on one of my posts where you all can see and follow her to get advice or gain understanding for what I'm explaining, just in case you're like, well, no, I need to do some more research. But this young lady has a class where you pay a certain amount for a month or two or a month class, something like that, to help you go through spiritual awakening from the narcissistic curse. Okay, because this is what this is about. Your person, okay, I'm just gonna let her explain that. Okay, so come on. So I'm gonna start out. I hope you guys can hear me. Y'all don't judge me. Y'all, I'm in my comfort zone.
Just have to learn to master the different characters it has to play in order to stay alive. Because when the ego dies, it sets off a chemical reaction within your nervous system that tells it to survive.
Okay, when the ego system dies, it's tell how the nervous system kind of reacts. So I'm gonna say this: um, the ego system is dying. Okay, I remember having a conversation with my child, and I told my son, um, "You're gonna have to learn how to landscape." I was telling him I'm not gonna go into all details because that's a little bit too much, but I'm gonna tell you. I was telling my son, I said, you need to know how to sign documentations. You need to know what an LLC is. You need to know about landscaping. You need to know about home ownership. You need to know how to learn about what is an LLC and how to pull out loans from an LLC. Okay, and what LLC means. Like, say, for instance, I was breaking it down to him and I'm saying, I told him, I said, I don't want you to feel like something's going to happen to mama. Okay, That's the first thing I said. I don't want you to feel like something's gonna happen. I don't want you to go without having this type of experience. Okay, that's what I told my son. I don't want you to go without having that type of experience. He said, "Well, Mom, we learned some of those things in class, but we talking about you being in front of a person, making these type of agreements, these kind of conversations. You are being aware of what's going on and what's transpiring in a place of a transition, of a change. You're bringing man is part of a new earth. Man can bring the same earth feelings in like a woman. A man can be balanced with their yin and yang. It just seems to be, you're balancing out with a child, teaching a child at their age. Okay, so you can take these attacks and line it up with your higher frequency and take that lesson, like how I'm breaking this down to you guys, to teach. So some of us are being guided, and our masks are falling off who we really are. Okay, that's the point. That's the only thing right now, and that's that mother. That's the emperor energy that's speaking, and the empress is breaking the narcissistic curse. We're breaking the narcissistic curse because we're in alignment with our assignment. Now the curse is breaking off our person. Okay, the mask is falling off of them. So if they're coming to be a false person, well, the world and people gonna know that the ego dies. Okay, so you can be seeing that the ego's dying. Okay, now you can be seeing that these people are trying to attack, trying to harvest. The ego's dying. I just did a video earlier today saying and telling you guys how I was going into a spiritual attack by my person, right? So by me going to a spiritual attack with my person, it's like basically telling me like, this person, ego is dying. Okay, so let's finish the video.
Because you don't know how to use your feminine to balance out your mask, you line. Your masculine is supposed to restore harmony to your feminine by allowing the feminine to express itself.
See, by my person attacking me, it's helping me to align. So when that person attacks me, and it's up to me, okay? It's up to me to allow the attack to be prosper or allow the attack to take over me. But I don't feel like that person can actually just see that they doing that unless you're exposing that, right? It could be on an attack to heighten the energy, but it's an attack to align you with your assignment, to who you really are, while they masks fall off, and while our true mask reveals. Okay, but they're balancing it out by either attacking you, by coming up against you, plotting on you, scheming on you, whatever that is. It's aligning you. Now they're really knowing, like, hey, no, wait a minute. This person didn't really do too much. This person really is about divine feminine. The real you is going to prevail. Okay? And you're killing that narcissistic curse. You're destroying the hell out of it. You're breaking them down. You don't even understand or really see it. Okay? Until you go back and you really observe yourself, you really, take heed in what you putting out to people, what that you have experienced and endured, and you can come back and do this right here. That's how you know you're in a spiritual alignment with yourself. And you're on a different timeline than these people. And you could be saying these things and really not really seeing it and knowing it until, you reach this video. Okay? Okay, let's continue.
Using your body sensations as the signal to tell you when the current mask you're wearing is supposed to wear off.
Using the body signals. That's my Yanni. That's my cookies. Okay? That's that sexual energy. That's that life force energy. And it's bringing down the mask. I'm gonna let you just say it one more time. Hold on.
This is what's so detrimental.
Hold on.
You can borrow your nervous system. I said a sister on here talking about that. When I tell y'all.
Hold on, y'all. It actually cut off into another whole video. Like, no shit, no shade. It went to something else.
That narcissism is a spell that hijacks your nervous system. That is exactly what I'm talking about relationships and marriage. Current mask you're wearing is supposed to wear off. This is what's so detrimental.
She said the current mask that we're wearing is supposed to wear off. Okay? That's your person too. The current mask that they're wearing is going to fall off. So if they're no good for you and you exposing them, it's supposed to be shown into it's supposed to be revealed. It's not supposed to be hidden. So the plans that the enemy had for evil, it really balanced out for you and the whole. How would I say this? It balanced out for you for your whole generation. That means you're breaking the narcissistic curse off your family bloodline. Okay? See, that's the type of intelligent shit that a person will miss. We will be, oh, that motherfucker. You over here barking like a motherfucker. Pissed off to the T. And missing the whole concept. Missing it. Not catching on. And then here they go. Well, I told you they wasn't picked for the job. I told you, and they best, and I'm gonna tell you what they was rooting for. Oh, that motherfucker gonna go all cold and tell you, bro. I let that motherfucker hit it because I'm so crazy on social media because now I gotta go back and deny this motherfucker shit. That's how they going, and they back there behind the scene. Well, what they post, what they talking about, what did they say, and oh, okay, they said this. Okay, well that means they still need a lesson. They ain't finished, so they trying to be the judge of your destiny. They want to make it be known and seen that you're not capable. You're not aware. You're not strong enough to go on this path alone. Matter of fact, because you didn't even take the narcissistic, the second marriage, your kids not even able to be bosses yet. That's the kind of cross misjudgment that this shit will lead to. Damaging your children's future, damaging your future because they want it. Now the divine is like, hold up, wait a minute. We heard your conversations. This is not what you're destined for. This is what you're desperate for, not them. We see you. You're not the person for them. That's how to build, that's how that happens and balance out, but we're divine beings. Okay? It all balance out. It's all clarity. When you grab that knowledge and you put that shit to work to balance out for self, because right now, we're in the spiritual realm of spiritual flow. I don't know if it's raining where y'all at, but it's raining over here. It ain't thundering and everything, but it's raining outside. This is a spiritual flow. Spiritual flow. Meaning that whatever was being held up is flowing to you. So if you need financial abundance, financial blessings, we're working with the number 99621147. That's money magic. What are we being attacked about? Why are they attacking us all of a sudden? Because we are manifesting. And the divine is like, no, ain't no holding up, ain't no stopping it. I'm showing you there's a flow. It's raining outside. I can pick up my phone and let you see. It's raining out here. Okay? So let's get to the message.
About relationships and marriage, because society, by way of the narcissistic spell of patriarchal religion, tells us that you're supposed to commit yourself exclusively to these relationships. But even the old...
See? Narcissistic spell. And we're supposed to commit ourselves. Commit. Quote unquote. Commit ourselves to these connections. Meaning that we're not supposed to go against them. Meaning that we're supposed to give ourselves to them. Meaning that whatever delusion that they bring us in, we're supposed to live in that delusion. That false creative system to keep us trapped into a spiritual a cycle with a narcissistic person. Not breaking the narcissistic curse. But we are the new creators. We're being awakened to the new earth. Okay? And these things have to come to pass. These things have to happen. This is divine. This is divine enlightenment. That's how a person really sit back and say, you know what? That person's really divine because this person really breaking this type of shit down and they knowing that this is a narcissistic curse that they're breaking. They knowing it's a narcissistic curse that they're breaking off their bloodline. Start tapping in and see how many people in your family married. Especially a generation after you. If none of them people married, it's a narcissistic curse on the bloodline. Now you're freeing other people in your family to be married. To be in a real, true, divine connection. hey, my grandfather just passed through. He's giving confirmation. So with that being said, you have to notice these signs. You have to pay attention. You don't even have to be around them. That's like a universal awareness or certainty. You see how he just popped in here? My papa just popped in here and let me know, like, hey, you on the right track. Hey, you're in the inner knowing. But while you go through, you got to pay close attention. You got to stay calm at all times. Because if not, you're going to miss your exit. You're going to miss it. And the divine is really allowing this situation to be like a echo. It's echoing. It's echoing the realms to what you desire. Okay? It's what you need to happen for you to break these curses, because these people are not themselves. They're starting to see that there are narcissistic men and women, because it's both. Okay? And when you can tap in with yourself and see what you need to do, what someone doing to you, and what you need to break off your family bloodline, they helping you grow, and they're helping you get balance with your family bloodline, because you're a divine being. So they're like, hold on, how is this working? And the divine is like, this is divine. This divine guidance. This is divine guiding this person. You can't guide what divine has already got in line. You can't rewrite what the divine has already put out there. You can't. Move forward.
Per the general systems theory, that any principle that you use in any given area of life applies to all areas of life and dimensions of thinking. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's not just for your money, that's for your energy. So when you learn.
So she said not putting all your eggs in one basket. Now, we have the eggs in the Money Oracle deck, okay? And it talks about our future. It talks about, and I'm going to actually get it out to break this shit down, because a lot of us is in situations and in cycles that we really need to actually break off our family bloodline, and not giving all our energy to man, and realizing when we need to shift, and how somebody trying to come in and redirect us. And you got to stand in power and authority about what we live for and what we're breaking to bring ourselves out, because it's not about you. Okay? And I'm about to, she said, put your eggs in one basket, and we're not doing that. And that's what she said not to do too. Okay? But the way that they're pulling the energy is what they're presenting at. Putting our eggs in one basket. Okay? Some of us are breaking family generational curse to teach our children how to be young men, how to be owners, how to be entrepreneurs, how to be business owners. You know what I mean? This is what the family don't want. Okay? And some of them do, but people could be actually trying to stop that. Okay? It talks about future here. Okay? This is our future. Okay? It says it's time to think about family life and children. Okay? That's what it says. Okay? You need to bring that energy into pass. You need to claim that energy, because you're bringing that shit to pass. You see my page? They're revealing that to me. Okay? Your life force energy is about family. Some of us are walking in Empress's energy. Some of us, that Emperor energy they were trying to snatch it from us. But it's in us. We're nurturers. You can see, you can reminisce how you help with other people, children, and family. You can see how you nurture other people. You can see how you look at people and you be a teacher to other people. That's motherly. That's motherly, baby. That's instilled in you. That can't be snatching. That can't be taken. That can't be rewritten. That's divine giving you that motherly energy, that healing, that nurturers. That's really showing how you are a horse god, or a horseman's son. Okay? It's fulfilling. You're a healer, you're a protector. You want righteousness, you want justice in this life that we're living in. Okay? Yeah, that's what that's about. Some of us will get confused and go all in when we are missing the concept of a situation. Okay? I just told y'all how I'm using the Yanni egg to protect my sexual energy. Okay? That's your life force energy. These people want our path. They want to take this path from us. They feel like they men, women, they don't feel like we deserve this, but they're not doing the right thing to bring that in the past for them. So what they're trying to take from us will be snatching from them. You see how that go? You see how you alchemize by communicating? You see how you alchemize would have to put in so much work when you can open your mouth and alchemize everything that somebody tried to send to you, project out on you, and how you find spiritual balance within your higher self. And then stay in alignment with that energy. Some of us, we don't even know, but well, I don't even know your story, but I'm just gonna say this for me as the chosen one. My whole family has been provoked, have disowned me. My children, they have tried to bring up against me. That stripped everything from me, everything I ever owned. House, cars, my kids, all that. The divine is giving me a chance to be a mother because they found evidence that they lied. False reports. You know how many people are a part of these organized criminalizations that's supposed to lose their own lives and families? Be put out to the side for what they call a chosen one? You don't even realize it. Some of us are given the opportunity to get information before it be written to the news, to the blogs, to the social media. You want to know why? Because we're knowledgeable for it. We are trustworthy to put the message out. We are trustworthy to be aligned with our own assignments. Okay, let's move forward.
How to master the different archetypes and characters that you are here playing, then you will be able to successfully use your nervous system as the compass from which you are navigating your reality. And this is such a phenomenal point, which is why I always say,
We're navigating my reality. So everything that you alchemize, everything that you desire to have, you're bringing that thing to pass. That's all she's saying. All that is coming to pass. You want a nice home, you want a nice car, you want a nice business, you want a nice family. You're bringing that here. Okay? You're a creator. Some of us been here already, multiple times. Okay? I'm gonna see if I can find another one and try to break this down to you all.
I just want to bring to the people's attention that it's not the Hunter or the hantavirus, it is the Hunter virus that we're dealing with. So when you think of this virus as being the hunter, you have to think of this in terms of the spirit. Because metaphysically, energy is neither created nor destroyed, it just changes form. That change of form can also be karmic debt. So this is how
Changing form. Okay? Energy don't die. Energy don't lie. Energy don't expire. Okay? You can alchemize it. And that's what she said. So if someone feel like the need, like they feel like they hunting you or they gonna hunt you, you can alchemize that energy to what you want it to be. Okay? When you can alchemize that type of energy to what you want it to be, no weapon gonna form against you will ever prosper because you put in the spiritual work. Okay? And if anything, you're gonna be awakened to what somebody's doing towards you. Okay? Yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna play this video for you guys and let you guys finish it.
we experience the trauma in the broken contracts of our ancestors through the nervous system.
And you know what? I start to say breaking spiritual laws, but she says breaking contracts. So your person or your family members, they could be breaking spiritual law and contract. Okay, that's why there's a lot of justice, and it says weights. There's a lot of justice that's coming to you because someone tried to put a lot of weight upon you due to some things that transpired. Okay,
Because depending on what frequency you're on determines the reality you will experience. This is why a lot of people during the first pandemic, although they stayed quarantined in the house, they still got sick because that was the crown virus. It was based on your frequency, the frequency that was emitted from your nervous system.
See, you don't have to accept what somebody issue out to you. Okay? That she said that's about the crown system, mean about the crown. So people were at home getting sick. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna shift this energy. So someone could have been attacking you spiritually, wishing ill wills or intentions on you, right? Say for instance that's what that was. And you took that energy and you shift that whole energy. You can shift the energy. You can alchemize negative energy for your highest goods. Okay? And how would I say this? Now that you in the inner knowing of these things, you are like I heard recognition, or something of that nature. 11:55 on the timeline as I heard that. You're being in the inner knowing, okay? You're being in the inner knowing of what's transpiring, how to balance out a lot of negativities, okay, that's been thrown your way, okay, because you can know and to tap it in and to see that everybody's trying to get on the same page with each other to attack or to come at you, okay, and you can tell the vibration that you, the weight and the vibration that you carry because it is very vibrational. Because people trying to feed, when people try to send multiple people around to attack or to blindside you, you got, it's like your energy is abundant. Okay, so it's like when a person get that energy, it's like exciting for them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's adrenaline rush. But when you actually think about it, the energy doesn't last long because you're in the inner knowing. And some of us, it don't even hit these people because what they expected us to do was the opposite. What to do. We did the opposite. Okay, so let's finish the message.
Interlocked with certain codes that were being put out into the intelligence grid and then downloaded into your body, and that's how you came to experience. So I wouldn't doubt that that's the same thing that is happening with this virus. But what I also want to speak to is that
now she said the codes, okay, that we issue and we put into our bodies. Okay, I don't know if you can actually hear her good enough, and I hope you can. Okay, but I raised the volume because the volume was down a little more. But the codes, we're talking about money magic codes. Okay, remember we said about the money magic codes. We're working with those numbers. Now I'm doing channel messages this morning. I'm not doing a reading to do this messages, but I will. Okay, so don't think that I'm not going to put that money message out. Okay, I spoke mine this morning. I just hope that you do the inner work before I get there to that message. Okay, but we gotta clear these things out where these energies won't stand in the way of what we're bringing in. Okay, so we alchemizing it and we're bringing this. It's coming up anyway. That's how you know it's a flow. That's how you know it's a spiritual flow because it's still prevailing. She said spiritual numbers into the creative system. Okay? Tap in. I hope you're awake. I hope you're listening. I hope you're aware. This is what they're trying to block. We're bringing in money manifestations. Okay? And they're trying to block it by attacking us, by pulling that energy from us. Okay? Trying to hijack us. And the divine is like, hold on, wait a minute. It's raining outside. This is a flow. This can't be stopped. This can't be blocked. The universe witness you struggle. They know that you're trustworthy of financial wealth. They know that you will do the right thing once you get this financial abundance. Okay? It's instilled in you. You suffer long enough to want to do right by habit. Some of us are not built to be in the lower vibration, in the lower frequency. Some of us have outgrown people, places, and things. You're seeing it for what it is. Okay? So with that being said, let's get back into this message.
Because we're talking about narcissistic spell breaking and how the nervous system is so ancestral, the demographics of the people on that ship could very well be the descendants of those who were colonizing the people all over the globe. Because remember, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. That fire is symbolic because if you understand the esoteric aspect of the Bible, you know that that lake of fire in Revelation is not a literal lake of fire, but it is the fire that will be lit under your ass so that you pay the debt that you owe to the people. Now, this isn't to say that anybody deserves.
Now, that's why a lot of chosen are being blessed. That's why a lot of things are being granted to us. They showed me 80 dollars, and I said, you can't give me $80. Who I am and what I have is more than that. I put 80 million. Okay? That's what and I didn't say that neither. But when it comes to debt, oh baby, we're not to be penny pinched. We're not to be crumbed either. We're not to sit here and take an offer or work it out. You knew your intentions and we kept it true. Okay? So whatever these people trying to reveal, small numbers, we're giants to the small numbers. Okay? Our energy vibrated high. Some of us are aware of what they were doing. Some of us got conversations that they thought that we didn't hear. Okay? We saw them plotting. Okay? We heard the conversations. We saw them doing their spiritual work. Okay? We saw them at their altars. We saw the people putting up the altars. Okay? It was multiple people with spiritual altars on us. Okay? So there's a big debt. Some of them have to pay major debts with their souls because guess what? Their ancestors are now could be working for us. Their ancestors are now aligning with us, the chosen ones, because they ignored their ancestors. Their ancestors don't want no problems with you. Okay? Some of these people, families don't want no problems with you. They're seeing how their people getting hit. And they're disowning people in their family, their bloodlines. Okay? And these are people that you could know. These are people that some of these people you don't know. You're not aware of. Okay? You're just tapped the fuck in. And you're in the inner knowing. Okay? And a lot of things that go on, and I heard a woman walk by me the other day, and she said sorry. But I didn't even look at her because I'm like, they're not talking to me. She's talking to the child. But they're reminding me that they were talking to me. You know? People you don't even know. You don't even know why they're saying sorry. And if you felt that sorry, you would have looked. Just stating facts, okay? Let's let this video play out.
What they're getting. However, those of us who are heavy in the trenches of the occult, we understand what's happening. The Hunter virus is also, break it down metaphysically, you get a frequency of the number 8. Because Hunter added up together is 17. 17 is the 8. The 8 is karmic cycles. The 8 is cycles in general. So somebody has to pay what they owe. Now, it's also important to note that not only does the Hunter virus correspond to the 8 frequency, but the 8 has the capacity to expand to 44. And the name of the ship starts with MV. MV metaphysically corresponds to 44, which means 44 is the master healer. So once this starts taking effect on your body physically, then that is the indicator that you need to start doing the work towards breaking the narcissistic spell mentally. Now, taking this back to the Bible metaphysically, not only have people been cast into the lake of fire and left to deal with the chaos of their inauthenticity, but this beast that has risen from the waters is now the hantavirus, which started out at sea.
Now, y'all, I don't know if y'all been watching my readings, but I told y'all just now about the number 8. They told me $80. I said 80 million. That let me know they owed the debt. They owed me. Okay? Big time. Okay? On top of that debt, it's the coronavirus. The devil have risen. They owe the devil. Okay? A debt. Not only that, but hold on, let me rewind it.
Now, this isn't to say that.
Hold on. The number 4. Okay? 444. Okay? I was going to the store, and this is you clearing up a psychic, the attack. Okay, because now everybody knows they're in the mind. They can't deny that. That's why a lot of things are being revealed to the chosen ones and the collectives, because now we know it's in the mind. So we know that they're trying to control us mentally. Now that I said that, now I know everybody's aware that this person's trying to control me mentally. Okay, now it's time when they leave out. They gotta go. They gotta leave and go pay their debt. Okay, because you are waking up to the new earth. Okay, now you gotta it's you me right now spiritually fighting them off. Okay, that's what's happening. It's gotta die off. Okay, and that's what's transpiring right now. But it's like before I go, let me score. Okay, let me gain before I go, and we're ending it. I'm seeing these numbers. Okay, I just did this number with you guys the other day. I read an affirmation to you all about the number of, I said, stuck on my mind for what? For what? And I said I didn't write out the number, I mean the word for, I wrote the number 444. Right? Now, um, sir, I'm gonna just say this. I got it on my phone, is where my service is set up where it says 444 on my thing. I was looking the other day on my phone and it said 80 81 viewers in 88 hours. So it had 81 viewers and it had 8 hours ago. No, 18 hours ago. Because 2 hours later, 18, 3 hours later, it said 20 hours. So I'm like, wow, okay. So when I went to check it and I exposed it on my page, I looked at it again, it was 3 hours later. So what I saw, I could not give it to you to see. But I just want to let you to hear and to know these things are happening spiritually. And while I'm saying this, y'all, I keep looking at the Six of Wands. Now I have my um, situation here fixed, okay, where I got all of my affirmation, my tarot cards out. I'm not gonna say all of them, some of them. And I have the Six of Wands, and it says spiritual worker. And the spiritual worker is showing a victory towards the spiritual worker. So the Six of Wands is facing the spiritual worker, and it's been like that. Like I've turned it back. Now, some way, somehow, I done went over there and did something. I put the spiritual worker in front of the phone, okay? And some way, somehow, it's the Six of Wands can turn to the spiritual worker, okay? Earlier this morning when I woke up, I said, well, no, I'm going to meditate this morning. I said, no, I'm going to listen to my word. And I said, no, I'm going to fix me some coffee, get myself together, and I'm going to go live. And I'm going to do my video. And then I said, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to chill. And I ended up coming live. So I'm glad that I did. But it's prevented to me. The divine wants me to know that there will be a victory of these worldly situations or these worldly delusions, these problems that someone's creating. Okay? There is coming to an end. Okay? And it ends here. It ends here. Okay? You're on a higher timeline. These people can't come with us on these timelines. Okay? We're breaking the narcissist.
Deserves what they're getting. However, those of us who are heavy in the trenches of the occult, we understand what's happening. The hunter virus is also, when you break it down metaphysically, you get a frequency of the number 8. Because hunter added up together is 17. 17 is the 8. The 8 is karmic cycles. The 8 is cycles in general. So somebody has to pay what they owe. And that's also.
So now, if you see any synchronicity, are they giving you vision of the number 8? And it's 12:08 on the clock right now. Okay? No shit, no say. Look at, yeah. It's 12:08. Okay? This is what it says on my phone. Hold on. It's 12:08. Okay? The divine is speaking volumes. It's shit is ending. Okay? It's ending. Okay? Because these people owe a debt now. And they're going to have to function on their debt and not you. Okay? And this could be them letting us know that they owe us. Okay? They owe us a debt. Okay? And it's something about the red horse. So it's something about the Revelations. You guys need to read Revelation. It talks about the red horse. Okay? And it's Revelations, and it's another scripture that I'm being pulled to talk about too. Ezekiel, Revelations, Romans, Ezekiel, Revelations, Romans, and Ezekiel. Okay, I was stuck in Revelations for a while, so it's something about the power. Okay, the 7 golden lamps. Okay, that's what I have been stuck on and been reading. And God said He died and once rose again. So God is rising from the dead to capture His chosen ones. Okay, but I'm seeing it like spiritually rise. Like you can see like things are rising up. Okay, this is gonna be your ancestors rising from the dead. That God is sending out to be angels or protectors for you, because people that pass away in your image, God sends them back to protect you for spiritual work, because you are on a spiritual assignment. Okay, that's for somebody. When I was sitting here, I saw my grandfather. He came. He was right there. Okay, he peeked in. I said, okay. I said, hey, normally he'll come over here. Normally I will be sitting right there. He'll come up here in this area, and he'll reveal himself as a bright light. Okay, light of protection. That's him revealing. Okay, moving forward. Let's finish this here.
Important to note that not only does the hantavirus correspond to the 8 frequency, but the 8 has the capacity to expand to 44. And the name of the ship starts with MV. MV metaphysically corresponds to 44, which means 44 is the master healer. So once this starts,
Y'all, it's the 44 is lining up to the master healer number. So you might not see that you're healing something. You might seem like this person is blocking your healing process, but they're helping you to heal. And the whole time, me personally, I was feeling like this person was blocking me from healing. It's 21, 12, 11, 111. This is new beginnings. Okay? There's the body is speaking volumes right now. Okay? I hope y'all up. I hope y'all staying with me in this message, because you need to get this. You need to know that you're okay. These are false delusions that they're creating. Okay? They know that they're in debt. They know that they can't send nobody else to harm you or attack you. Okay? It's false. Some of these people are under spiritual investigations. Okay? And they gotta give you your peace. They can't take your peace from you. They can't take that from you. They in a debt with you. Okay?
taking effect on your body physically, then that is an indicator that you need.
And then she just said it takes effect upon the body. 12/12, and it's 20. Today is the 21st. 12/12, 21st. Okay? Wow, this is so much synchronicity happening right now. So that's why I kept saying it's very important for y'all to eat healthy. It's very important, because these people try to find a way to bring your health down. But I'm glad that I changed the way that I eat. I don't eat meat. I don't eat a lot of things. I don't eat candy. I don't do none of that. I don't drink soda. I used to be big on sodas. I used to be big on candy. I used to be big on junk food. I used to. And all that shit changed. Okay? It's changed for the best of me. Because now I'm ascending to a higher spiritual level, spiritual consciousness. Now I'm in the inner knowing of what's transpired, what's going on, because now I'm being called for a higher position in my family bloodline. Now I don't know about y'all, but a few people that already came to me in the spirit in my family. People that I know betrayed me. People that I know misled me, misguided me, came to me in the spirit. Okay? So you know your position that you hold. Believe it or not, or something or not, you are breaking curses. You are breaking curses off your family bloodline. And everything's working out for you, because while you're the curse breaker, and some of your family members didn't know if you was gonna really just make it out. Some of them already knew you was gonna make it out. Okay? They was making sure of it, because they need you to break this cycle. Because some people in the family trying to get it right before they go. Okay? They're trying to make sure that you get whatever you deserve before they feel ill. Okay? Some of them didn't even know that it was going to go that far. Okay? So just right now, be mindful. Be very mindful, because you're breaking the narcissistic curse. You're breaking down the ego by you ascending. And they're looking at you and they're amazed by you. Because when it's all said and done and they finish attacking you, finish doing their spell work, they're looking at you and they're like, damn, this bitch done sin. And they really, they plotting on you just for you to ascend. Because they don't want you to fall short. But in the reality of it, you were never meant to fall short. You were never meant to fall weak. Now they're realizing it. Okay? Now some of these people want to change their situations. They want to look at their situation, but they know they got to put some work in to get where they need to be in life. Okay? Moving forward, let's finish out this video.
To start doing the work towards breaking the narcissistic spell mentally. Now, taking this back to the Bible metaphysically, not only have people been cast into the lake of fire and left to deal with the chaos of their inauthenticity, but this beast that has risen from the waters is now the hantavirus, which started out at sea. I just want to bring to the...
So, the beast, okay, is going to rise from the waters. Something's going to happen in the waters, okay? Whether the waters be a dry land or where this situation be a flow for you. Okay, text will resonate, leave the rest. But the beast, okay, the other day, I was leaving out, okay, and they showing me little signs, okay? And we don't need to forget the signs because someone could be trying to dim you or attack you where you can miss the signs. And we ain't here to miss nothing, okay? Because when we said game over, we meant that. Okay, somebody thought that you was a joke. Somebody thought that you was somebody to play with. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I left out the other day and I seen the people, and this wasn't a city. It was just a regular white truck. They were cutting on the water, and the water was flowing. Okay, I'm gonna say a week or two later. No, let me back up. I'm gonna say 2 weeks ago, I was walking down the street and I seen the city truck. I said, I ain't never seen a city truck out here. Never. Then 2 or 3 weeks later, I saw a white truck cutting the water lines on the fire hydrants, rather. I'm like, okay, that water's flowing through the little canal thing. I'm like, okay. So now I get home. I'll say about a week ago, I got an email stating about the water was contaminated. We need to boil our water. Now it rained. Now all the water is sitting right here in the puddle right by my unit. So I've been buying water. Okay. The other day they told me to check and see what's in the water. Somebody's really out to try to destroy you or try to make you go down ill. Okay, they could be doing research on the water that you're getting to try to make sure you get some type of disease or something of that nature to affect your health or to block your ascension. And you are a spiritual healer. Nothing that these people can do to poison you that's already poison, because our body's made of water, first of all. If they're spraying chemicals on the foods and you ascending from that, and the food is helping you to ascend to waking up, what are you thinking? Where your mind at? That's how you're starting to realize that people have a mental problem. They have an imbalance in a mental state. Because I came home the other day, y'all, and I had bought some water. And they said, check and see what kind of water you got. Some waters have stigmas in it. They have little magnets in it. Some waters have fine worms, tapeworms, or worms in that water, right? But I found out no matter what type of water you get, you can awaken that water. So the water spell, the water magic, water stigmas are not even going to work. You're a healer. That's what people missing. They are not even focused on none of that. Excuse me, they're looking to past that spiritual births. I just released something. So whatever they're trying to hold up against you to attack or wound or or find out what type of chemicals is in your water to fill out. Oh well, if she's drinking this, we can dim this and we can blindside this and this. And someone's working overtime to try to do something to you, and they're still getting a denial. Okay, you're breaking down things for what it is. Some people are literally falling sick themselves. Some of these people's spell works are not even working on you. You're on a whole different timeline. I keep stressing that because somebody not like, it's like, yeah, they're on a timeline, but it's only one timeline ahead of mine. It doesn't really matter what timeline. They want to do the work and get it done. It's like a motherfucker don't care. So it's like, okay, this is how you speaking, this is how you feel, okay. You want to get the job done? Okay. And the divine is being a spiritual witness. They're witnessing the conversation. They witness the emails, the text messages, the phone calls, the cash app transition. They're witnessing it all. Okay? And they're sitting back and they're saying, well, they got all that stuff together and they're just waiting for them. And they're going to allow them to be a witness to your upgrade. That's it. They're going to allow them to be a witness. Because somebody owes a debt. If you breaking this shit down and you in alignment, keep going. Because you breaking the shit down. And you exposing everything that they're doing, trying to do towards you. Because you are, it's breaking a person, you breaking a narcissistic curse. And you breaking down a person's ego. Whether you know it, feel it, or not. You're awakening the sleepless souls. We're divine helpers, and I'm being reminded of the mission that I'm here to taking in. You're being reminded of the position that you're supposed to be taking in, and where you're supposed to be standing in this family or in your family, and I'm supposed to be taking it in my family, or what missions that we have done and completed. Now it's up to you to keep going with that. Okay, so. Now that we have broken down this narcissistic curse, this narcissistic spell of what transpired in these connections, there's an ending. You could have, and I'm going to lie, y'all, I was talking to my son, I want to step back on this message right quick. I was talking to my son and I was like, I don't want you to feel like mama's dying or passing away, but that person, in my energy, she felt that. She felt us away. And I'm not exposing this person on that type of level. What I'm exposing is that this person know that it's over. They know that they can't keep attacking you and doing spell work and trying to hinder you and take you out. They know that they gotta leave you alone. They've been notified. They gotta walk away from you. And they don't want to admit that, but they know that they just gotta go with that. It ain't no other way around. And it was like a deep emotions, like, and I said, hold on. I had to check my own energy. I said, hold on. I'm not, passing. I'm fine. I'm okay. Something's dying off of me. Something's dying away from me. And it felt like I actually did. It felt like a moaning from a soul. It felt like sadness, like, oh, like somebody was actually crying, like they were crying, like they knew that they were dying out. Okay, and it felt like a death. Okay, actually death. And I'm saying in the back of my meaning, me as a mother, I'm saying I hope my son don't feel that way about me. That's the only thing I can think about, because I was trusting to him, to my child, and I said, baby, you're going to have to learn these things. That's because the old you is dying off too. And really pretty too. I say really pretty. Really and honestly, it's the new you that always been there, that somebody was just really trying to hide you. Someone was trying to quote who you really were. You could have known yourself to be that type of person. And I ain't going to lie, I've always been that type of person. Always been that person to teach my children. Always. The mask is falling of how somebody tried to expose you to the world. I always, when I got into a situation with people, I would tell my kids, Don't you treat them like that. Don't you treat no woman like that. You respect the woman. You let the woman, you say what you have to say, but don't you ever put your hands on a woman. Don't you ever disrespect the woman. I'm your mother. You won't want nobody to do that to your mother. I will fuss at them because I will be treated by people. And I wouldn't fuss them to be mean to them, but I will raise up my voice and tell them, and I will mean that. Don't you treat nobody like that. Don't you do that to nobody. God go get you. This, that, and third. I will explain and break that down to my children. And people didn't like that. Okay? People saw that my children was gonna be something by the way I taught my children. By the way that I discipline my kids. Okay? And people couldn't stand that from me. And that's cool. Okay? People plotted on me. People lied on me, made false reports about it. Okay? So I have this whole creative mindset for my children. And these people being in my energy in my energy and being spiritual witnesses of what I am creating. And now they gotta stand back and they gotta come out my energy and they gotta be witnesses of that there is a true divine God. There is a higher power than the power that they have. And that sometimes it's hard to accept because the person be getting away with so much. They're so comfortable in doing certain things to people. Okay? So with that being said, y'all, I hope that you guys are aware of what's transpired and you're ready and truthful to yourself and the divine when these things happen, because you are on a higher timeline. You are on a different frequency, and you doing what you're supposed to do in these times. And know that everything that come up against you is now working for you. Because right now, I need you to see the attack, okay, that they sent to you. You alchemized it. And you just broke down what's really transpiring. Is that they're leaving out your energy. Okay? You're going to have your peace. It's the way that they're doing it. And it's the way that their lifestyle is. And I'm going to say this. The way that they're doing it is awakening your soul to go even higher into ascension. Okay, so it's like, as I say, it's like their gifts are being stripped away, and you're gaining their gifts and knowledge and understanding because you're doing the spiritual work. And it actually will feel like that because it's something that you didn't know, that they're awakening your soul to know. Okay, so these people's souls can be awakened. They just choose to do wrong with their gifts. On the other hand, you took your gifts and you did right by it, and you're being blessed by not only the divine, but by the universe. The universe is blessing you. The Most High, divine beings, and the universe, you got a whole collaboration supporting you in what a collaboration or organized criminal crime try to do to you. You got people behind those scenes rooting for you, hoping and praying that they're going to get out of it, they're going to understand, this attack is not going to get to them. That you got people praying for you and you don't even know it. You got people rooting for you and you don't even know it. While they out there trying to abuse the power, try to abuse the energy, trying to make something seem like it's not. Okay? So with that being said, y'all, like, share, follow, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do pull some cards for the money magic number for you all this morning. When I say this morning, it's lunchtime, so hopefully you all will get that information and be very, very humble about it, okay? And make sure that this number works for you, okay? So with that being said, we're going to tap in and see what the divine has to say about these financial blessings, okay?